Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Amy and I am on a financial freedom journey with my family. I share all about that and more on this channel. Today, we're going to be talking about our December update for our net worth and goals, and it is the final update for 2023, so I'm really excited to share how far we've come this year and also just start a new year fresh with new goals and new net worth updates and everything like that. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with our financial goals. So last month in December, for our house savings, we were able to save $1,325 towards our house fund. That left us for the year at $18,750 on a goal of $25,000 with $6,000 remaining. Obviously, we had talked about this a lot throughout the year, but we knew we were not going to make it to that goal anymore, and we had kind of abandoned that goal mid-year when we had bought our new house in August. So we did really good on that goal. I'm very proud of the progress that we made, and we now have a good home maintenance fund going into 2023, and I'm really happy about that. So next up is my Roth IRA for 2022. We were able to successfully max that out. In December, we put $1,365 into our Roth IRA for 2022, and that maxed it out at $6,000. So we were at 100% of that goal. I'm very proud of that. That is the first time that either my husband or I have maxed out a Roth IRA. So amazing. I'm so happy about it. Then next is our 529. So we originally had a goal of 2,000. In December, we were able to put 500 towards that goal. And obviously we did not meet it. We had $1,400 remaining, but I've said this in multiple videos prior to this, that was like a backseat goal. We kind of had just put it on there in case we had like a lot of extra income, which we kind of knew wasn't likely, but sometimes you just want to dream. So I'm really proud that we were able to put some money into our kids' 529 plans. So we total put $600 between the three of them for the year. That may not sound like a lot, but they do also receive some gifts throughout the year for their birthdays and Christmas. So this wasn't like the only money that had gone in there. And yeah, it's not a huge priority for us. I feel like we need to get ourselves in a really good spot before we start contributing like heavily to this. So I'm hoping in the next like 5 years that we're able to put like significantly more in my kids' 529 plans. Also, I feel like once our kids get a little bit older, we'll kind of know like what their plans are, like if they seem like they may want to go to college or not. Like my son, my oldest right now is 8, and I do feel like we're starting to get like the vibe that he wants to go to college. So it seems like more of a priority for him versus our two younger ones who, like, who knows, maybe they won't want to go to college, and that's totally fine too. So yeah, that's kind of how we're approaching it right now. We're not heavily focused on it, but we also do want to put something in it every single year. So that is a goal that we'll have moving forward, to at least put something in there. The amount will be dependent on the year. Then these two down here are just from increasing our 401k percentages. So that is something that my husband and I wanted to do going into 2022, and we did that right away in January. So for this entire year, we have both had more going into our employer-sponsored 401k plans. So we increased our percentages pretty heavily in the beginning of the year. We basically doubled what we had been doing in previous years when we were paying off debt. So I'm proud of that. Overall, for our financial goals for 2022, I am extremely proud of the progress. As you can see here, we put $40,000 to financial goals, and that is not even including the money that we put into our employer 401k plans. So that is like amazing progress. I can't believe that we were able to put that much money towards goals. It's just totally crazy. So moving down to our net worth. So these numbers are as of December 31st. I pull these at a point in time as of December 31st so that we have a consistent baseline for our net worth. So home value, again, I know I've talked about this. We're leaving it at $500,000. Probably will also leave it at $500,000 for the entire year of 2023. Unless crazy things happen with the housing market, I do keep an eye on it, but our home is new, and so it doesn't even have like a Zillow estimate or anything. Like there's no ranges. It just says unavailable. So we don't really have a good baseline for our specific house in our location. So we're just guesstimating 500. That seems like an appropriate number. I believe it appraised for 505. So I know we're pretty close. So that's where it'll stay probably for a while, until maybe Zillow figures out that we actually live here. Then we have our HSA. So we are ending the year at $4,700. So we use our HSA for medical expenses, but we also do invest a portion of it. So right now I have a couple thousand of this invested and the rest is in cash. So that's just kind of the way we do it. We do use it, like I said, so that's just our approach to it. I know a lot of people prefer to like max it out and use it as a long-term retirement plan. That's not really what we're doing, but I do hope that like we don't spend it all. So as you can see here, we have over $4,000 in this account. Our deductible is only, I believe, $3,500. So hopefully in 2023, we'll be able to continue to build this balance. And then even if we do need to use it, hopefully we won't need to take all of it out or anything like that. So if it builds up, that's amazing. If it doesn't, that's okay too, because again, we want to use this as it's intended to, and I'm not worried about it becoming like a retirement account at this point. Maybe in the future, I'll change my mind on that. But while we have like really little kids and decently high medical expenses, I don't want to have additional like medical savings outside of this. So that's just our approach. Everybody approaches things differently. And that is one thing that I wanted to quickly talk about in this video too, is that these are our approaches. This is never meant to be advice for you guys. If you approach things differently, that is totally fine. Like, I take no offense if you guys do things completely different than us. That is absolutely fine. It is your personal finances. I will never sit here and tell you you're doing something wrong. However you want to approach this for your family is awesome and you're doing great. And that's all I have to say about that. So retirement and savings, December was a wild stock market month, I feel like, because it was up, then it was down, and then it was like really down at the end of the year. At least I thought so. I noticed it when I was pulling these numbers that I felt like it had gone down again. So maybe that's wrong. I don't pay too much attention to the stock market. Like, I don't really know that much about it other than like what I'm invested in, which is index funds. So we ended the year at $209,000 in our retirement and savings. So this is basically all of like our cash and savings. So this is our emergency fund, all of our sinking funds, all of our retirement accounts into one number, both for privacy and just to make it easier for myself to be able to pull all these numbers into just one lump sum than having to like list them out. So 209,000, again, it's definitely better than where we started in the beginning of the year, but it's also not as good as we were last month. So it did go down a little bit. For our brokerage, we are sitting at $2,000. I did put a little bit of money into this from my own personal money. I believe I put like $75 or $100 into this account. So I did put a little bit of money into it. We hold my Roth IRA and our brokerage at M1 Finance. So I always recommend it because I really enjoy it and I think it works great. It's super easy. The interface is great. It gives you really good like visuals and charts. So if you guys want to check that out, I will leave the link in my bio in the pinned comment. And then car value. So this is one thing I wanted to touch on as well. I was looking at this number when I was finishing off this year to figure out what we wanted to set our car value at for 2023. And I pulled the Kelley Blue Book. I will put it on the screen here. I can't remember offhand and I'm not looking at it. I believe it was like $20,000 or more, like 20 to 23. Again, I'll put the picture on. So like look at the screen and it'll tell you exactly what I'm talking about. So moving forward, I think I'm still just going to leave it at 17. When we bought the car, it was like right before the car market got like really crazy. So we bought it in March of 2021. And I feel like that was like the tipping point of like when things really went crazy with used cars. And so we got a really good deal on the car. We only paid $20,000 for it. And again, it has like held that value since we bought it. So again, 2021, we're now going into 2023. So it's been in March, it'll be 2 years that we've had the car and it has not decreased in value. So I don't know. I'm just going to leave it at 17 because I would rather be conservative. We're not planning on selling it. Some people don't even include their car value in their net worth, but I do because it's an asset to me. So I feel like it's something that we should include, but do you, but that's what we're doing. So 17, I'm probably going to leave that for the entire year of 2023. I don't like to pull the Kelley Blue Book too often because it's just kind of annoying to have to keep pulling it. So that is our strategy for that. Liabilities. Our only liability right now is our mortgage. So our mortgage is currently at $368,250 as of December 31st. However, I did actually make a lump sum payment in December that did not process until January 1st when our mortgage came out. So our mortgage is actually closer to $366 now. And so you'll see that when we do go over our January net worth and goals. So it is down a little bit. We paid, again, a lump sum of $1,000. So that's cool. So that's what we're doing for that. Let's go ahead and scroll down to our net worth. So as you can see here, our net worth for December is ending at $364,450. So just in comparison to last December at under $250, we've made incredible progress this year. Our net worth has increased $116,000 this year, which is crazy. Now, again, a majority of that is from when we bought and sold our houses, because I feel like we were way undervaluing our house. And so that kind of course corrected us in August. But even with taking all of that 80,000 out, I do feel like we still had a really great year, even when the stock market was so down. It was one of the worst stock market years in its history since inception. So the fact that we are still able to make progress this year is incredible, and I'm very proud of that. So just for curiosity, I'm gonna remove that. Okay, so even with taking out our home sale month of August, we still had an increase of $30,000. So that is something that is really amazing to me, that we are still able to make $30,000 of net worth progress. Obviously, we put a lot more money in than 30,000 when we think about it, because we had our financial goals that we just talked about. We put $40,000 to financial goals, and we only had an increase in reality of 30,000. So it's a little disheartening when you look at it like that. But again, bad stock market year, nothing you can do about it. Still proud of the progress. That is all I have for this video. We don't have any of the milestones to track this month because we did not hit 400,000, but I'm hopeful that in 2023, we will hit $400,000 in our net worth. Again, I don't set net worth goals because there's nothing that I can really control. We are just gonna keep doing what we're doing. We're gonna keep paying down our mortgage. We're gonna keep saving money for retirement. We're gonna keep putting in money into savings, and that's all we can do. So I'm hopeful that we'll hit the 400,000, but if we don't, it's fine. We will move on with life. So that's all I have for you guys for this video. Let me know in the comments down below, how did your net worth go this year? Did you have an increase? Did you have a decrease? If you had a decrease, it's totally okay, because again, the stock market was crazy this year. Hold on, it'll get better. It always does. And that is the only advice I can have for you, is just to keep doing what you're doing, keep doing the good things, and the good things will come to you. So I will talk to you guys in my next video on Friday for Debt Free Friday. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.